Good on this. So, Beetlejuice released at the weekend to quite a high amount, actually, to be honest. 147 million global opening. So, I know I've seen it. Culture's seen it. Bo, you haven't seen it. I wasn't going to make anyone, I wasn't going to ask anyone to watch it, to be honest. Because
so the good things we don't get made to watch. The bad things we get made to watch.
Yeah, because they're funny. I haven't asked any of you to watch Lord of the Rings, so you can shush, all right?
Okay.
Because I've checked out from that now. I did watch the last episode of it, and it was bloody terrible. It's so anyway, whatever. It's boring.
I thought it was really telling the other week. You just asked the chat if they wanted us to view it, and they were just like, no. It was sort of a resounding no. Don't bother. Don't put yourself or us through it.
Yeah, it's not. The thing is, so I don't want to get too sidetracked away from Beetlejuice, but I was gonna watch it, and sort of do like drunk reviews because I thought it would be funny, but it's not even funny from like you can't like you'd get depressed drinking and watching it. Like you just be like, my God, this is what the fuck am I doing? It's so bad.
I can imagine it's not worth the headache either.
No, it's really not. Like, I mean, I watched the last episode. I've not even reviewed it. I just can't be bothered. Anyway, sidetrack. Beetlejuice. Great opening. And kind of side note alongside this as well, Alien Romulus is now at like $300 million worldwide, which is crazy. So I just thought we'd take a discussion, I guess, about the box office and what this means moving forwards, whether the industry is going to view this as just sequels will continue, etc., which I actually don't think that they will, because this is quite specific. But what do you think over the sort of box office culture? I'll get you just to start, to be honest.
I think the box office was glorious. I mean, I think the highest end I saw global was 145. That's what their projections were. So 147.2 ain't bad. It also is an odd release window because this could have premiered here in the States a weekend earlier and done better because there was a holiday the previous weekend. So the fact that, they waited a weekend to give it a little bit more distance, I guess, they knew what they were doing. But this thing's set up to release digitally right before Halloween. And,
is it? I did not know that.
I think that's the reason they windowed it the way that they did. We'll find out if I'm correct or not. But this, look, I'm going to say with its budget, what it is, and with where it's sitting now, if it has anywhere near decent legs and doesn't fall off a cliff, I think that moving forward, it's got a chance not only at profit, but to do, a tidy little bundle of money for David Zaslav over there at Warner Brothers. The Zaz has been picking winners for a bit now, and this is one of them, right? So
no, there was some bombs that he had recently, I think, wasn't there? Warner Brothers?
but not a lot. Not a lot. And ever since Barbie, it seems like he's been pretty much on a roll. Time will tell what happens with some of these other things, like this Joker La Caja car crash or whatever it's called.
True.
But this here, I'm telling you, 111 million domestic is bonker sauce.
Oh yeah, that's banging.
And if it in any way performs internationally, I believe a lot of the releases still haven't occurred internationally in the other markets. But when that happens, there are going to be some countries that are interested in this film because this property, Beetlejuice, has been popularized around the globe. Just like Nightmare Before Christmas. A lot of the aesthetic of Tim Burton, it translates well into a lot of cultures. So I think you're going to see a pickup in South American markets and stuff like that. So overall, I'm not surprised, but I'm excited because it tells me if you make a good film and you don't shovel a bunch of nonsense in it, it will do well.
Yeah. So just a bit of a background for those that may not know, this film is apparently the highest budget of Tim Burton's career. $100 million, not adjusted for inflation. Obviously, that record's not adjusted for inflation. And that's before marketing. So marketing will factor into this, of course. They did have a pretty big marketing campaign. Not huge, but pretty big. I would imagine it's probably about the 50 million mark, I would say. Just judging by it, it's a pure guess, because they had a fair amount of partners as well, which would have obviously, you know, helped with their marketing without them actually having to really focus too much on it. So yeah, so like 300 million to break even, if sort of thereabouts, I guess. Don't really. Do you know where this was filmed? Because I didn't even bother to look it up, to be honest. So we don't really know what tax breaks they've got.
I don't know that they got a lot. I mean, if it's like the previous film, I think it was all here in the States. Where it's shot, I don't know specifically.
Okay. Well, they probably not got a massive amount of tax breaks, but $300 million to break even with, you know, $150 million opening weekend. Even if it drops off by 50% to next weekend, and that's still 50 million just domestically. Yeah, I mean, they should break even and go into profit, to be honest, just on their primary revenue stream. Secondary revenue streams and sort of third wave revenue streams will be big for this. Absolutely massive. There'll be a lot of people renting this. Warner Brothers will because Warner Brothers have been selling a lot of content as well. I'd imagine they will probably license this out to another streaming platform. I don't see why not, because they've been doing that a lot lately. So this is good. It's a big win. I mean, again, not to get into it too much, but for a film, it was pretty good. Just it's pretty fun, to be honest. I had a good time with it. I mean, it didn't feel like it was made. The biggest compliment I could possibly give this film was it didn't feel like it was a film released in 2024 at all. Like, Beetlejuice is still sexist and, you know, like really quite goes for it. You know, like he would be, you know, a sort of a raging misogynist in this day and age, right? Like,
perfect.
But it's that's the character. It's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be this. Well, he's a demon, isn't he? Kind of, well, undead, not really a demon.
He's a demon.
It was good fun. I had a good time with it. It was just harmless fun. And it didn't piss and shit all over the original, which is the main thing.
Yeah.
You know, like a legacy sequel that doesn't destroy the legacy. That is a rare thing in this day and age.
Yeah, and it didn't. You're right. It didn't throw up on its shoes. And also, I did a little research while we were chatting here, and it does sound like it also filmed in London. So perhaps it's going to get some of your wonderful tax dollars. Thank you. Thank you for
probably
offsetting.
Will get a little bit. It depends how much, but yeah, they would have got some for sure.
Yeah, thanks for helping to pay for our movies with your tax dollars.
Hey, I'm fine. I'm fine paying for good movies. Yeah. Right? Like if it's Beetlejuice, that, like, I don't mind. You know, they're going to have this tax incentive anyway, so I'd rather it go to good movies and crappy Disney ones just funding their, you know, lessening the losses that they make yearly on their crap films. Over to you, Bo. I know you haven't seen this, but just I mean, your general thought, really, I guess.
Yeah, so that was going to be
on it.
That's going to be my question. How much was the budget to make it? Did you say about 100 million? Because the thing is,
$100 million,
right? So the thing for me is, I don't like budgets. Don't make any sense to me anymore. Like, I never know what a budget is going to be. The numbers just don't seem to have much bearing on reality anymore. But even so, 100 million, even though you say it's one of Tim Burton's biggest ones ever, that's not it's not like an absolutely absurd amount.
It's quite small, to be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
In
so
this day and age, it's tiny.
Probably a lot of that went to Keaton and Ryder, I would have thought, and Tim Burton himself, maybe. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I would totally watch it. I guess I'm not going to go to cinema to see it now. I would have done by now if I was going to. But if and when it comes on TV, or somehow I find myself watching it, that'll be a good hour or two. So yeah, I wish it the best. I mean, her haircut in that picture does look bad. I know as a bald man, you can't criticize other people's haircuts. It's just off the table, really, mostly. But still, I said it. I went there. But no, I mean, good luck to him. Yeah, I mean, I hope it sounds like it's going to make a profit. So good. Yeah, and there's all sorts of spin-offs. I think what Culture said is true. That with there was a cartoon. Like a Beetlejuice cartoon that I think ran for years and was syndicated all over the world or something or other. So, you know, they might make another cartoon. Yeah, there'll be random countries like Romania or whatever. I don't know about Romania. I'm making that up off the top of my head. But, you know, there'll be all sorts of random countries that are aware of the Beetlejuice franchise. So, yeah, fingers crossed for them.
You know, a lot of people did enjoy that cartoon, and it is syndicated around the world. So you make it also a very good point. You know, it's not just goth girls that are chasing after this.
No, this was predominantly a female audience as well.
Yeah.
What was the certificate, incidentally?
Oh God, I don't know actually. I don't know
Because the original was fairly risque. I imagine it was an 18. It might have been a 15, but so it wasn't PG friendly, was it? It wasn't family friendly. The original.
It's 12A.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think it's PG-13 here originally.
Yeah, 12A.
Right. Well, see, and that's strange. Funny, it's strange and funny in that here in the States, you know, we don't have the fine line distinctions that you do. It was kind of a stretch when they added the PG-13, so they could add a bit more language and sexual themes. But yeah, odd.
Yeah, I don't know. I love it. I thought it was great.
It is the sort of film I imagine that in loads of different contexts you could go and see it. Like you could go and see this with some mates, and it wouldn't be lame to go with like you know, a group of blokes.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be that lame. You could go and watch it on a date. Like you could go and watch it with your parents. You don't have to worry there's going to be something really weird or horrible in it or anything. It's so it's like quite a big audience. It appeals to, I think, crossover into nearly all people. Maybe not very small children, but other than that,
I agree with that.
The original film, actually, now that I looked it up, was before the PG-13 rating. So Kalikioki, point to you. It was still PG.
Someone said the UK release was a 15. I remember him swearing. I remember him dropping the F-bomb in it. And there's a couple of sort of...
I don't know. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, no, unless they've changed it. But the BBFC, so the film rating board, does say 12A. So,
all right. I remember when he first comes in the original film, when he first comes out of the model, when she first says Beetlejuice, 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 and he pops out of that model town. Like he goes, nice fucking model. And I remember watching it as a kid. Oh, he grabbed his crutch and there's like a silly cartoon noise.
Yeah.
And I remember being quite young, like 11 or something, thinking, oh, that's a bit risky. I'm surprised Mum let me watch this one. You know what I mean?
Oh dear. Well, anyway, look, good luck to it. It was a decent movie. Well put together. So I'm glad it's doing well. Anything to add, or shall we shuffle
on? Just one last note, because I don't think I got a chance to tell everybody here, but Tim Burton was genius in this once again. So
yeah,
standout performances were Tim Burton, Catherine O'Hara, and Jenna Ortega.
Yes. Yep. I also really like Winona Ryder in this, actually.
Yeah, she didn't do.
She's not doing no weird. No, I think she was better in this than she was in Stranger Things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she probably less vodka.
Yeah. True. Yeah. True. Very, very true. Well, there you go.